After U.S. trade officials met with their Chinese counterparts in Beijing last week, Chinese officials say a delegation still plans to travel to Washington to continue talks on Wednesday, despite President Donald Trump's threat to raise tariffs.
As far as the Sino-U.S. economic and trade negotiations are concerned, we all know that 10 rounds of talks have been conducted and positive progress has been made.
On Sunday, Trump tweeted that by Friday, he would raise import taxes from 10% to 25% on $200 billion in Chinese products. Washington is already charging 25% duty on an additional $50 billion of Chinese imports, while Beijing has imposed penalties on $110 billion of American goods.
I think the president is a little bit frustrated that it's taken a while to get a deal. He's trying to get the best possible deal. And I think he's also playing to his base. He wants people to see that he's being tough on China, so that if there is a deal this week, then he's going to be able to say, I got the best deal possible. I was really tough on them.
Trump's tweet appeared to have triggered volatility in global markets, with investors already jittery about the ongoing U.S.-China trade war. There are concerns Trump's rhetoric will jeopardize negotiations.
And if they do come to a negotiated agreement by the end of that period, they have to contend with a domestic audience in China that would view this as a capitulation to the United States. Every country has its politics. China, of course, is no exception.
Both countries have economic incentives to reach a deal so that the two leaders could meet again for a signing ceremony in the coming months, as has been speculated. While the two sides insist they are not using trade negotiations as leverage for other issues, for the Trump administration, the incentive goes beyond trade.
Not only is the United States looking to China to help with DPRK, but the U.S. is also asking China to cut back on its purchases of Iranian oil in an effort to squeeze the Iranian regime. So there are other issues where the United States needs China's help, and I think that definitely affects the trade talks.
On Sunday, North Korean state media showed its leader Kim Jong-un overseeing its first ballistic missile test in a year and a half. The test of the short-range missile came 2 months after denuclearization talks between the U.S. and North Korea collapsed in Hanoi. Washington's maximum pressure strategy towards Pyongyang, which includes tough sanctions, partly depends on Beijing as North Korea's main ally and sponsor. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News at the White House.